The best business people are massively energetic. So the best people have high levels of energy. The best people have high levels of energy. So please remember that you want to work on yourself. You want to work on your inner leader so that you have very high levels of energy. You're like an athlete. When you go to work every day, you're like an athlete. You want to make sure that you protect your energy. Two more things. So number 10 and 11. This is a very important point. The best business people are radically helpful. What's business about? I'm going to summarize business in one sentence. Would that be okay if I summarize business in one sentence? It's about being acutely helpful. It's about being acutely helpful. It's about helping as many people as possible get to their dreams, because then all those people will help you get to your dreams. This sounds like a very simple point. This sounds like a very simple point, but if you get up every day and in everything you do with your work, you try to be helpful. You keep on asking yourself the question, how may I help my customers? How may I help my teammates? How may I help the people in my community? If everything in your mind is about how can I help, people will help you like you can't imagine. Here's something to write down. Before someone will lend you a hand, you must touch their heart. Before someone will lend you a hand, you must touch their heart. In other words, if you look at the best business people, they are all about creating value. See yourself as someone who creates value for people. Every opportunity you have with every single person you meet, see that person in front of you as an opportunity to help with your product. So be help. So what I've realized is the best business people are very, very helpful. And if you look at the most successful people within this organization, within ISEF, they are all about helping. And then finally, the best business people that I have worked with in organizations around the world, the best business people do the things that make them feel uncomfortable. One of the single best ideas for you here today is don't run away from the things that make you feel uncomfortable. Ask yourself today, what are the things in your work that you are resisting doing? What are the things that are making you feel uncomfortable? And do the things that make you feel uncomfortable. Because the more you do the things that make you feel uncomfortable, the stronger you will get. And the more confidence you will have, and the more you will grow. So if there is someone you want to talk to, and you know you can get business from them, and you know that you can help them, but you're afraid because that inner critic, the voice of fear in your mind says, what if they say no? What if they think I'm silly? What if I look silly? What if I get discouraged? If you start to feel that that's uncomfortable, do that thing that you're afraid to do, and you will grow in your power. That's a very important point. There's an old story. There was a very wise man, and the wise man was walking towards this church. And the wise man was walking into this courtyard of the church, and he noticed there were 3 dogs on chains. And the 3 dogs were barking at this wise man. And the 3 dogs looked very vicious, and the 3 dogs looked very violent. So this man looked at his friend and he said, is it safe to walk towards this church? Look at these 3 dogs. They look like they're very dangerous. And his friend said, don't worry, these 3 dogs are on a chain. They're not going to bite you. So the man started walking towards the church. All of a sudden he noticed that the 3 dogs broke free. The 3 dogs broke free of their chains, and they started running directly towards this wise man. Well, the wise man did something very interesting. Rather than running away from the dogs, the wise man turned and started running directly towards the dogs. Now, this was incredible. The dog saw this man coming towards him, so the dog started running towards this wise man. And the wise man was not scared. He was strong. So he started running towards the dogs. Well, the dogs ran faster towards the man. The man ran faster directly towards the dogs. Eventually, the dog said, "This man is crazy," and they ran away. Now, what is the metaphor of that story? The metaphor of that story is the dogs you run away from will always run after you. But the dogs or the discomfort that you run towards, the discomfort you have the courage to run towards, you will actually turn your discomfort into power. You will actually turn your fears into courage. How do you become braver? How do you become a better leader? How do you become bolder? How do you become more confident? So you talk to more people. You dream bigger dreams. You feel stronger. You do the things that make you feel uncomfortable. So what I've noticed is the best business people, they feel their fear and they do it anyway. They feel afraid, but they understand intellectually that the thing that I am afraid to do to build my business is the thing I must do. And with shaking hands and a heart beating, they do it. And they grow. It's a very important point. So I spend much of my life feeling uncomfortable because my commitment in my life is to grow every day. I don't want to expand every day. So I'm always in a state of constant discomfort. Does everyone understand that? You want to be each day within your business, you want to be in a state of constant discomfort. Because here's one of the most important things I will share with you today. As human beings, we all want to live within our comfort zone. Is that not right? We all want to live in what I call the safe harbor of the known. So that's where we think the same thoughts every day. We behave in the same ways every day. We associate with the same people every day. There's nothing new. And we stay in our comfort zone because we think it's safe. But ladies and gentlemen, in the business world today, the least safe place you can be is within your comfort zone. If you are afraid to leave your comfort zone and talk to new people and innovate and learn new ideas and set bigger goals and change your thinking and change your feeling and change the way that you work as a leader, you are in the most dangerous place that you can be as a business person. And if you really want to be secure and safe, every single day, leave the safe harbor of the known and go out into the blue ocean of the unknown. Take risks, dream, stretch, innovate. In other words, the more you go to your edge, the wider your edges will go. The more every day you push up against your limits, the wider your limits will get. How many people love to ski? How many people like to ski? Oh, fantastic. So one of my great passions in life is I love to ski. I love to ski. So I was in New Zealand this summer skiing. And one of the people I was with said, "Robin, we'd like to take you helicopter skiing." Right? Everyone knows what helicopter skiing is? Right? Well, for those of you who might not know, a helicopter picks you up. This is not on a ski hill. A helicopter picks you up. You fly in the helicopter drops you on the top of a mountain, and you ski down the mountain. Does everyone understand that? Okay. So I was afraid. I'm used to skiing on little hills or smaller mountains. I'm used to going to ski resorts, and here's a chance to go to the top of a mountain in a helicopter. But I recognized an opportunity because leadership is about recognizing opportunity. So I got in the helicopter. I was scared. The helicopter dropped me off on the top of a mountain, and I skied down the mountain. Here's what I realized. You only grow on the difficult mountains. Every single one of you in this room today has your own personal Everests. Every single one of you has your own mountains that you're afraid to climb. But how can you ever get to the top of your mountains and reach your goals if you don't even start climbing those mountains and you're not even willing to start conquering your Everests? So what I'm suggesting to you is you grow by the difficult conditions. The things that frighten you will actually make you stronger. And that's one of the things the best business people do.